it's queued up. But to continue, guys, because we have Jay Bari here with a massive cope because nobody loves Concord except him and a few other extreme PlayStation console gremlins. They just can't accept that. Unfortunately, Concord sucks balls. And Jay Bari here says, a lot of y'all were so wrong about Concord, lol. He stands it. He stands it. And it's like, okay, brother, whatever, man. And obviously, you got the pony committee pulling up. And I saw some interesting tweets here. You got Neo Game Spark who said, Bari, wait a minute. Let's not forget how fast Godfall and Destruction All-Stars dropped off the face of the planet. And they did. And Jay Bari says, 2 cool games gamers failed to play, in my opinion. Destruction All-Stars should have added more sauce to it, but I really enjoyed Godfall. Jay Bari just likes shit. I don't know what to say. He just likes shit. That's his flavor. That's his flavor, brother. He just loves shit. He just loves to eat shit. I don't really know what else to say. And then he goes on to say, right there with Bleeding Edge, then I feel it. And Jay Bari even stands Bleeding Edge. He liked that game too. They all belong in a circle together, all those games. Not for nothing. They belong in the bonfire together, all of them. But at least we know Jay Bari's taste. It's shit. And then we have ponies up in here. Oh, man. This dude said, I agree with you. It's even worse than expected. Yo, I'm dead. Bless Red calls it what it is, engagement bait. Oh, man. But now I see people hyping up Marvel Rivals after saying Overwatch and its clones are trash. And don't get me wrong, I think most hero shooters are doo-doo. They are doo-doo, but I think people are willing to give a free-to-play game a chance. You know what I mean? Like, they're at least willing to give it a fucking chance. I'll give Marvel Rivals a chance, and I don't even fuck with Marvel anymore like that, you know? It's rare when I do. Everything is kind of like, when it comes to Marvel. But I'll at least try it. Maybe I'll get some fun out of it. In the very least, it's a game I'll be able to run with a few homies and have some fun with. Redfall was the worst game this generation. Yo, Oz, you ain't lying, no, brother. Holy shit. This dude said game is fucking fire in my eyes. Honestly, don't understand. Shit is getting. The shit it's getting. Okay, dog. But to get into more of the details, because, comparing it to Marvel's Rivals, that's what everyone's doing. And, I mean, it's the obvious thing to do, given the situation. I mean, we're looking at Marvel Rivals here on SteamDB, and with the beta, it peaked at 52,000 players. And right now, let's reload the page just to see. We got 28,000 people playing right now. So the interest is there. It kind of just is what it is. And do I think Marvel Rivals is a good game? I don't know. I haven't necessarily played it, but the style looks better. Like, it just has a style. To me, Concord it doesn't feel like it has a style. And if you have a hero shooter, the fundamental thing you have to have is a good style and characters that are appealing. That's just what it is. And Concord doesn't do any of that for me at all. And for a lot of other people, apparently, because, well, looking back at Concord's beta, we have a peak at 2,400 players. The lack of interest. It is what it is, man. It doesn't look like an interesting hero shooter. And people want to act like, oh, we don't need sexy or cool video game characters. Like, no, you do. Like, when it comes to a hero shooter, that is the fundamental thing that you need over everything else besides the gameplay. It's gameplay first, freaking appealing video game characters that you're playing as second. That is what the two things that you fundamentally need in a hero shooter. And they no doubt failed at that, in my personal opinion. And then shout out to the homie Kyle here, who also brings up another point. He said, why did Sony's pronoun game fail so hard that a Marvel Overwatch clone has over 20 times the interest in closed beta when Concord's free beta was open to all? Don't gamers understand how successful Concord was in defeating the male gaze? Yeah, bro. They couldn't get dudes to want to even download it. They did, in fact, defeat the male gaze. Most dudes didn't want to fuck with it, brother. It is what it is. You know, come on, man. We gotta be honest. But here's the one thing I can say that's genuinely a positive about the game. Because there is one positive to it, or a few, I guess you could say. The positive to this, and this is what all video games should be, not just bad ones. But Concord's launch details are in. No battle pass. That's awesome. Post-launch new characters, maps, and modes available free to all players. That shit is awesome. Weekly cinematics, so they're going to keep, introducing new content to the game for however long, it happens to be a thing. 12 maps, 6 game modes. 12 maps is not bad for a launch. Not bad at all for a launch. 6 game modes, also not bad. Hundreds of cosmetic items earned by just playing the game. That's also really good. There's no solo modes. And will be a training mode. Nice. And I wish that more games would have this, not just bad games. That's what's really, that's the bittersweet thing about it. There's a reason why they announced that this was what you have to look forward to with the game after the beta, after the developers and Sony got the gauge that, yeah, nobody has interest in Concord. They're just like, well, we gotta make the content appealing. So I fundamentally believe that if Concord was doing extremely well in terms of interest and engagement, that we wouldn't have gotten much of this at all. That's my personal opinion. I guess that's being, I guess you could say, oh, well, you don't know that for sure. I have a funny feeling that that's the case. But this, whether you believe that or not, it's cool that at least the game has some good things to look forward to it if you happen to pay $40 or whatever the amount is for the game. I wish more games would have this, would offer this kind of stuff. But hey, man, this is modern gaming. You only get good business practices when developers are begging you to play their fucking game. That's what it is, I guess. So that's my thoughts. Like I said, it's not all bad. This is cool that they did this, but hey, man, they just need to get back to making games for the majority of gamers, or for a good amount of gamers, not for people that endorse pronouns and all that stuff, because they are in the minority. So yeah, remember when Overwatch was actually a good game? Those were the days. Astro said, and there's been no bragging about the beta from Sony. Not even the players did this many times stats. Yeah. Will there be a Greg Miller skin? Oh man. No, because then they would essentially whitewash the fat black chick. Because who else are you gonna make Greg Miller in the game? So it kind of, so Greg Miller will not have a skin. They can't whitewash a black character. It could be the other way around, because that's apparently acceptable, but you can't whitewash a character. But that's my genuine thoughts, man. It is what it is. And yeah, apparently there's a limited edition Concord controller that's That is $85. You know what's also going to be limited edition when it comes to Concord? The fucking game itself, because guess what? It's not going to sell. It is what it is. Get the fuck over it. You fucking retards that happen to be freaking acting like, oh, you guys are misinformed about this game. No, the game looks like trash. It is trash. Nobody cares. The game itself is going to be a limited edition PlayStation game entirely.
I can smell the copium. Hey, it is okay. We don't always get our way, but he's up on that copium. Life's not fair. Start with adding